What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gershwan.
And today we're back to answer your questions in another installment of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, please comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first.
And that is by Erza Swan. His question is, who needs a lore revamp for their character?
That's a good question. I think there's a lot of characters that need a revamp. Do you want to start with yours?
Definitely. My character is one that's been around for a long time. He is part of the Imperium, and one can argue that he is stronger than any Primarch, and maybe even the Emperor. By now, I'm pretty sure you've guessed it. It is none other than Khaldor Drago.
He is like the most overpowered character. It's almost as if you had somebody who was like a big-time fanboy of the Grey Knights, and then you said, hey, create a character. You don't have any restrictions. You can do whatever you want. If you want to cancel other lore, go for it. Mm-hmm. That's basically what they told to Matt Ward, and that's what Matt Ward did. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He created Khaldor Drago to be like this super badass, to the point where he destroyed Mortarion.
Yeah. A demon-empowered Primarch.
One that struggled, or Gilliman even struggled to take him out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, his lore is badass, but it just needs to be toned down a bit. Like, this guy was a beast in his life. He became the Supreme Grandmaster of the Grey Knights. Nothing could touch him, nothing could kill him. He held a gate by himself for like 3 days against a horde of demons. He got sucked into the warp, which I guess was his toning down. Because like, oh, now you can't do anything in real space. Ha ha ha, we got you. Nope. Even in the warp, he's massacring demons by the dozen. His blade broke, and he literally bitch slapped a corn, what was
Bloodthirster.
it? Bloodthirster, yeah. Took his blade and psychically reforged it to create his own sword. Like, what? That's way too much.
Because now you have a corrupted thing on you, and it's not going to corrupt you.
Right, uncorruptible. He is uncorruptible, by the way.
Yeah.
Maybe, because there is rumor that he might be Slaanesh, was it Silver Knight?
Yeah. So I think that would be cool if they revamped it to fill that in. What would you like to see?
If they, because I mean, it's in the Codex and it's official lore, so I feel going back and kind of changing up things goes against what he is. Maybe just tone him down from now on. Because even then, like, I feel like he shouldn't be corrupted by Slaanesh after everything he's been through. Like, why? How? Like, it's got to be something really big. But then, now that he's been corrupted by Slaanesh, then he should be weaker somehow. Yeah. I don't know. It's very hard to tone him down. But then looking back at his past achievements, it's like, well, why does he suck now?
Yeah.
It's very touchy. I don't want him to, like, completely, like, change the lore and like say, oh, whatever happened didn't happen anymore. Like, no, keep that, but somehow make it work. It's hard.
Yeah, for my character, I want God School to get revamped.
Motto wise or lore wise?
Lore wise. Well, yeah, I guess both, because I think he's been around for a long time. Like, it might even be like 2nd edition. No. 2nd edition was that like weird one with the helmet. But anyways, so the lore of God School Thraka has put him as the prophet of the wall. He had a vision that he was supposed to create 5 different like
battle zones.
Yeah, galactic battle zones. And he's already created 2. So he's created Armageddon, and he's created the
Octavius or
Octavius. It goes both ways, I guess. So then the third one, I think that they need to explain exactly what the orc gods are, and then they're supposed to like, or I hope that they kind of like make God School to be a tougher guy, because I do feel like even though he's been creating these wars, he's been losing. So like he left Armageddon because he's like, yeah, I'm done here. Not because he won or because I feel like it's because he was losing. And he's like, yeah, I'm not getting a fight, the type of fight that I want anymore. So he goes over to the Tyranids and he starts fighting the Tyranids. And as far as I know, that's where he's at right now. But I hope that they revamp his lore to like show him somehow like win a victory against the Tyranids, like destroy Old One Eye or something badass like that.
If you destroy any Tyranid thing, it just goes back into the hive mind and they spew him out.
Yeah, but like something like make him be badass.
Do you feel like him running away from Armageddon is against the character of an orc?
No, I think orcs are that goofy that they'll be fighting, but they could just be like, yeah, I don't like this fight anymore. Bye, and then they just like leave and go pick another fight with somebody else, completely ignoring the fact that they had the fight behind them. So I think that that's very orcish, but I just wish that they were more. I wish that God School would be more brutal and less goofy. Like, okay, I killed this hive fleet. Let me move on to the next one. I know that it's still going to continue because there's more hive fleets coming, but I want like the next one.
You're saying he's more brutally cunning right now, and you need him to be more cunningly brutal.
Yeah. But I mean, most characters within the Orc Codex need a revamp. WAAAGH needs to just come back. Period. Snickrot needs to, because he's still on Armageddon. So like, what's happening there?
What about the pirate guy?
Oh, Badrux. I don't know too much about his background. I think it's very like, yeah, like it's very stereotypical. What they should do with Badrux is implement like things so that because the thing about freebooters, he represents the freebooter clan, and those are just like outcast orcs. So orcs that don't really fit in with the other clans. We did a 40 facts video on all the clans, so there's like six major clans, and then the freebooters. But the freebooters have weird orcs, like they have chaos worshipping orcs. Throw something in the lore with Badrux that incorporates that, like Gene Stealer orcs. Include that in the Badrux
That's
lore.
pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, so it's there. It just GW needs to do something with it. For orcs, just characters in general.
Whatever happened to Orktober this year?
Yeah.
That wasn't even a thing.
No. Good question, though. Next question comes from Promain55. Do you think they will ever bring the Emperor back or do anything with him at all in the future?
Nothing at all.
We did a whole Greater Wall episodes at the beginning of this week with that.
Check back 2-3 days ago.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yep. But yeah, I do think that they do have the possibility. Will they actually ever do it? We said that they would never bring back the Primarchs, and we got Gilliman now, so...
This is an interesting question because you could talk a lot about it. But Jacob App asks, should I buy Games Workshop stock? I mean, they're doing a lot. They got comics planned. They partnered with WizKids, Bandai, Marvel.
Yeah. I don't think that they're going to go... Well, so there's a huge struggle right now or I see a huge struggle coming up, and that is the struggle of the 3D printing. There's a lot of companies that what they're doing is they will offer you not just the model.
The template? Yeah,
they'll offer you the template, and you can 3D print it at your home. And 3D printers have that capabilities. We have a 3D printer. It's a cheap one, so it doesn't create like 40K level minis. But I can definitely see that in the future, GW needs to start getting into like the selling the template so that they could 3D print whatever faction that they sell on the store. You could just print it at home. That would be badass too. Or maybe even the sprues. See, but there's a struggle too then, because if you do just 3D print the model at home, you don't have the sprues, then all of a sudden you have kit bashing becomes a little harder. And like modular pieces and customizing your army gets a little harder. Short answer, yeah, sure, do it. Long answer is what I just said.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't see GW going anywhere in the near future. I feel like they got a lot of plans that they want to project outwards. So if that involves partnering with everybody, then yeah.
Well, I think the whole industry is starting to see like, oh shit, yeah, 3D printing is coming up, and they're trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, because I mean, Hero Forge does that.
Yeah. Yep. So next question comes from Soul Survivor. Who was the most monstrous Primarch? Monstrous as in big, Vulcan. Monstrous as in horrible things that they did? That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I guess we could dedicate an entire video to that one, because if you go through all the traitor Primarchs, they all did things that had lasting effects. Even some loyalist Primarchs had things that really like messed up worlds, sectors, stuff like that. But yeah, I would probably give it to Lorgar. Lorgar is probably the most monstrous guy.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Angron because I know he did a campaign where literally he killed every living thing on that planet, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
This was before he went Chaos, by the way.
So he was like mean to begin with.
Well, I mean, he was already like chaotically, like things were going up in his head, but still, this was before he was official Chaos.
Gotcha. Next question.
This one's by Neon Hearts. Why can the new Primaris transport allow Primaris Marines to disembark on turn 1, yet none of the Eldar transports allow that specific rule? Well, it's because they're Primaris. They're new, they're shiny, they want you to buy them, and they're better than everything else, so you have to get them. That's how they get you.
Yep. Also, you don't want that to happen with the Eldar. Aren't the Eldar like not that great in close combat?
Right, but you could like disembark and then shoot them up.
I know, but then now you're out in the open and you're gonna get shot at.
But the point is to hopefully kill that unit by allowing them to disembark and shoot.
What's the range of an Eldar gun?
No idea.
Because like if you think about it from a tactic perspective, maybe you don't want to do what you're saying. We had a player who played Dark Eldar, and when he found out is that they suck. And I think it boils down to like the weapons are mediocre. Really, what a Dark Eldar army or what any Eldar army is about
mobility.
Is speed. Yeah. So you want to stay in these vehicles. You want to zigzag your way through the army, capture these objectives, stop these people from capturing those objectives, and yeah. But like you said, the answer to your question is that.
Yeah, Primaris, they're getting all the love now. They're the army that GW is pushing forward, so yes, they're going to be better than everything else. Which is the case, especially back in other editions. Whenever a new codex dropped, that army was the army to play. It was overall better. Power creep just kept stepping up and up and up, and yeah, I feel like it's kind of the same thing.
Except for the Tau.
Yeah. Well, no, the Tau had their glory days.
5th edition. No. 7th. Right?
5th, they were horrible.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. We enjoy answering these questions, so if we didn't get to your question, please ask it again and ask it in every single one of the videos. If it's like life-threatening and you really need us to answer this question, we have Instagram, we have Facebook. You can hit us up on both of those sites.
And yeah, this is the Sound Alchemist,
Gershwan,
and we are out of here.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.